You are looking for the $500,000 secret. You are here listening to this because you believe deep down that there is a piece of information being withheld from you. You believe there is a secret, a technique, a system, a hack that, once known, will unlock the door to the vault. You believe the people who have wealth are part of a club. And the price of entry is this hidden knowledge. This belief, this core delusion, is precisely why you will fail. The $500,000 secret is not a secret to getting the money. The secret is the money itself. The secret is that the first $500,000 is a filter. It is a brutality. It is a test of character designed almost as if by nature itself to weed out 99% of the population. Charlie Munger, a man who understood these filters better than anyone, famously said the first 100,000 is a bitch. We must adjust that for inflation. Let's call it 500,000. The number is arbitrary. The principle is permanent. The principle is this. The journey to the first $500,000 is 100 times more difficult, more painful, and requires more character than the journey from $500,000 to $5 million. You do not understand this. You cannot, your brain is not wired for it. You think it is linear. You think to get to $500 K, I just need to do X 50 times. Or if I can make $10 K, I just do that 50 times. This is the naive, hopeful, and utterly wrong math of a child. The universe is not linear. Wealth is not linear. It is exponential. But the exponential curve is a trap for the human mind. The beginning of an exponential curve looks flat. It looks like nothing. For years, for a decade, the line is just a flat horizontal crawl. This is where you live. This is the test. This is the $500,000 filter. You are at the bottom of a mountain pushing a boulder through mud. Every single day, you push with all your might, and the boulder moves 1 inch. You look up, you see others at the peak, and it appears their boulders are now rolling downhill on their own, gaining mass and speed. You are covered in mud, your hands are bleeding, and your boulder has rolled back on you twice. You are convinced the people at the top know a secret to levitation. You know they have a hack that makes the boulder weightless. They do not. They simply endured the push. They endured the flat line. They survived the filter. The filter is designed to break you. It is a psychological crucible. It is designed to find every flaw in your character and exploit it. It is designed to find your impatience, your ego, your desperation, and most of all, your god-awful, poisonous envy. You will not get the $500,000 until you deserve it. And deserving it has nothing to do with wanting it. Everyone wants it. Wanting it is worthless. Deserving it means you have shed the very behaviors that are keeping you poor. The money is not the goal. The $500,000 is simply the byproduct of a character transformation. It is the receipt you get after you have fundamentally changed who you are. But you don't want to change. You want the money. You want the receipt without the purchase. You want the result without the process. So you will remain where you are, stuck at the bottom of the hill in the mud, Googling levitation secrets. You will remain forever outside the gate, convinced the secret is a password, when in fact the secret is the strength you were supposed to build while trying to break the lock. Let's talk about the single greatest obstacle to passing this $500,000 filter. It is not a lack of opportunity. It is not the government. It is not the government. It is not the 1%. It is your envy. Envy is the most idiotic of all sins, as Munger would say. It is the only one you can possibly have any fun at. It is pure, unadulterated poison that you drink yourself, hoping the other person dies. You cannot focus on your own $1,000 problem because you are obsessed with the person on social media posting their $1 million dollar win. You are sitting there trying to figure out how to save your first $10,000. And your eyeballs are forcibly fed a constant stream of 22-year-olds in rented Lamborghinis and leased mansions, telling you that you are the fool for working a 9-to-5. Your envy is a business model. It is harvested, packaged, and sold back to you for profit, and it works on you. It works because you are weak. It works because you are impatient. It triggers your deepest insecurity, the fear of being left behind. It makes you despise the slow, boring, flat line of your own exponential curve. You look at your boulder in the mud, then you look at their perceived levitation and you give up. You say, This is rigged. The game is broken. Or worse, you don't give up. You gamble. You abandon the proven, boring, slow path, the path through the $500,000 filter, and you go searching for the shortcut. You take your $10,000, which was the foundation of your entire future, the seed corn of your oak tree, and you throw it into a high-risk crypto gamble that you read about in a chat room. You pour it into an options trade. You don't understand, chasing a 10-bagger. You buy a course from the 22-year-old in the rented car. Why? Because your envy demands a shortcut. Your ego cannot tolerate the idea of being behind someone you perceive as less intelligent than you. You are running a race against yourself, but you keep looking in the other lanes, and every time you look, you trip over your own feet. Envy is the mind killer. It destroys your most valuable and scarce asset, rational long-term focus. You cannot pass the $500,000 filter if you are constantly comparing your Chapter 1 to someone else, often fraudulent. Chapter 20. The person who passes the filter puts on blinders. They understand that their race is theirs alone. They understand that the $500,000 is not made by beating someone else. It is made by becoming someone else, someone who is immune to the poison of comparison. Envy also makes you a terrible investor. It guarantees you will buy high. You wait until your neighbor, your brother-in-law, the idiot at the office, has made a fortune on some new asset. You wait until they are bragging at the barbecue. You can stand it anymore. Your envy forces you to buy. From them, you are buying their profit. You are buying the top, just as they are diversifying into the boring index fund you abandoned. Envy is a gravitational pull toward the mean, and the mean in finance is mediocrity. You are so desperate to be like everyone else, who you think is winning, that you guarantee you will get their results, which is, on average, catastrophic failure. The secret is to find the slow, boring path, saving more than you spend, investing it intelligently in broad indexes or a business you actually understand, and then walking it for 10 years without stopping. But you can the envy is too strong. You need to be seen as smart now. You need to catch up now. And so you will make a catastrophic error. You will be sent back to zero. The filter has done its job. It has protected the $500,000 from you because you are impatient and because you are envious. You are the perfect customer. You are a mark. You are the target audience for an entire multi-billion-dollar industry that I call financial pornography. It is an industry built on one product, selling you secrets, selling you shortcuts, selling you the hack to the $500,000 filter. It is pornography because it is not real. It is a fantasy designed to elicit a specific emotional response: excitement, hope, arousal. It provides a short-term thrill, but has no bearing on reality. It sells you the illusion of success without the work of success. You are addicted to this pornography. You consume it every day. The YouTube videos titled "How I Made $50,000 in 24 Hours with AI." The trading gurus with their canty missed signals. The drop shipping empires built in 30 days. It is all a lie. Not necessarily a literal lie, though it often is. It is a lie of omission. This is the more insidious part. They omit the 10,000 hours of failure. They omit the massive unrepeatable survivorship bias. They omit the family money. They omit the extreme luck of being in the right place at the right time. They omit the most important fact. Their real business is drop shipping or trading. It is selling you a course on drop shipping or trading. The real $500,000 secret is that the people selling you secrets are making their $500,000 from you. You are the product. Your desperation is the resource being mined. Your $1,000 course fee is their real revenue. But your ego loves this pornography. Your ego craves it because it tells you that you aren't the problem. The system is the problem. It tells you that you are not failing because you are lazy or impatient. You are failing because you just don't know. The one weird trick, it validates your laziness. It tells you that the grind is for suckers. The slow, boring path, that is for sheep. The smart people, the alphas, the hustlers. They find the hack. And so you buy the hack. You pay $1,000 for a course that just contains information you could have Googled. You pay $200 a month for a signal from a trader who is just front, running his own audience. You're trying to buy the $500,000. You're trying to pay $1,000 to get $500,000. This is the definition of idiocy. It is modern day alchemy. You are trying to turn lead into gold, and the guru is selling you the magic potion, which is just bottled water. The $500,000 cannot be bought. It must be earned. It must be built. It is built with bricks of saved dollars. It is built with the mortar of compound interest. But most of all, it is built with the foundation of time. The one thing the financial pornography industry cannot sell you is time. So instead, it sells you the illusion of compressed time. Get rich in 6 months. Financial freedom in 90 days. It is a fantasy, and you are paying for the privilege of living in that fantasy for a few hours. You get a dopamine hit. You feel like you are making progress. You are learning. You are getting ready. You are substituting learning about making money for the act of making money. You are perpetually getting ready to get ready. You are a course taker, not a value creator. Then you wake up, your money is gone, and you are still at the bottom of the mountain. The filter holds. The only way to pass the filter is to stop consuming, stop looking for the hack, delete the gurus, unsubscribe from the fantasy. The $500,000 secret is that there is no secret. There is only the long, flat, boring line. There is only the grind. There is only the work. Accept this, and you have taken the first step. Reject it, and you will remain a paying customer for the rest of your life. This brings us to a more painful truth. Many of you listening are smart. You are not ignorant. The gurus are fake. Envy is poison. You should save and invest. And yet you still fail. This is the great paradox. The $500,000 filter is in many ways more effective at catching smart people than it is at catching fools. The problem is not ignorance, a lack of knowledge. The problem is stupidity. Stupidity, in the Munger-esque sense, is allowing non-cognitive factors to override your known, proven knowledge. It is your ego. Your PhD in engineering makes you think you can outsmart the market. You think a simple, broad index fund is too simple for a person of your intellect. You think, I am a genius in my field, therefore I will be a genius in this field. So you overcomplicate, you build a complex trading algorithm. You try to time the market, you read 14 economic reports and decide you can predict the next move of the Federal Reserve. The market is a machine for humbling smart people. It is a device for transferring wealth from the intelligent to the patient. The $500,000 filter loves smart people. It feeds on their hubris. The person who passes the filter is not the smartest. They are the most rational. They are the ones who have the humility to accept their own limitations. They accept that boring works. They accept that their high IQ does not grant them a crystal ball. In fact, you often use your big brain to rationalize your stupid emotional decisions. When you sell at the bottom of a crash, you don't say, I sold because I was terrified. Number, you say, I sold because of these 14 macroeconomic indicators and the inverted yield curve. It was a sophisticated decision. You are lying to yourself. You are dressing up your panic in intellectual clothes. When you chase a hot stock at its peak, you don't say, I am buying this because my idiot neighbor did, and I have FOMO. Number, you say, I've analyzed the technology, and I believe its total addressable market is being underappreciated. You are just applying a veneer of intelligence to a primitive, herd-based impulse. The ultimate stupidity is not knowing the limits of your own intelligence. The $500,000 filter is a test of temperament, not IQ. Can you, a very smart person, accept a simple solution? Can you accept that the boring average 8 to negative 10% a year solution, applied consistently for 20 years, will beat your frantic high IQ attempts to beat the market? For most smart people, the answer is no. Their ego will not allow it, and so the filter catches them too. Let's imagine for a moment that you actually do it. You put on the blinders, you ignore the envy, you delete the financial pornography, you suppress your smart ego, you embrace the boring grind, you save aggressively, you invest patiently, you push the boulder up the mountain, inch by painful inch for 10, 15, 20 years, and one day you do it You cross the line. Your account ticks over. $500,000. You pass the filter, you won. No, you have an T now. You face phase two. And this is where the people who fluke their way through phase one are exposed. This is where the filter cleans up its mistakes. The $500,000 is not a destination. It is leverage. It is a tool. It is the seed corn for the rest of your life. It is the bitch Munger talked about. And now that you have it, it is supposed to start working for you. The boulder is at the top of the hill. It is ready to roll downhill and gain its own momentum. But what do? The moment you hit the number, the ego, which you had suppressed, comes roaring back. The impatience, which you had disciplined, breaks its chains. The consumer impulse, which you had starved, returns with a vengeance. You reward yourself. You buy the $100,000 car. You put the $50,000 down payment on the bigger house. You take the $30,000 round the world vacation. You buy the $20,000 watch. You consume your seed corn. You just spent 15 years of your life pushing a boulder to the top of the mountain. And then you shoved it right back down the other side, the wrong side. You are back at $300,000. You are back in the mud. You have lost your leverage. You have lost your compound interest engine. You have reset the clock on your exponential curve. You are back to pushing the boulder uphill. Why? Because you never defined enough. Your entire life was focused on the struggle to get the $500,000. You never ever stopped to define what you would do with it. You never built the character required to keep it. You proved you could make it. You failed to prove you could manage it. The $500,000 filter is indeed just a barrier to entry. It is a barrier to staying. This is why lottery winners go broke. This is why professional athletes who make $50 million go broke. They never went through the process. They never went through the grind of the first $500,000. They were given the leverage and the money sensing their weak character, their lack of discipline, their need for reward. Fled the $500,000 is a test. Hitting it is the first part. Keeping it, letting it grow, letting it compound, that is the second. The sickness of more is just as dangerous as the sickness of envy. As soon as you hit $500 K, your brain says, this is good. But $1 million would be better. And the fastest way to get from $500 K to $1 million, you think, is a risky, concentrated bet. You failed to understand the real power of the $500,000. The real power invested properly is that it can generate $25,000, $30,000, $40,000 a year, forever without you lifting a finger. That was the secret. That was the prize. The prize was freedom. The prize was owning your time. The prize was the start of the downhill roll. But you traded it. You traded it for a car. You traded it for a vacation. You traded it for a watch. You traded freedom for a bauble. And the filter, sighing, sends you back to the starting line. Let S dig deeper into the engine you are supposed to be using. The engine you keep abandoning, compound interest. Einstein allegedly called it the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who does, T-pays it. You are all on the paying side. You pay it on your credit cards. You pay it on your car loans. You pay it metaphorically by giving up on it. Humans cannot understand it. Our brains are linear. Our brains evolved on the savannah, where 10 days of effort equaled 10 days of food. 20 days of effort equaled 20 days of food. Linear. Our brains are not wired for a process where 10 years of effort equals 10 units of result. But 20 years of effort equals 100 units of result. If I offer you a choice, $1 million in cash right now, or a single penny that doubles in value every day for 31 days, the penny is the right answer. You, V, heard the riddle, but your gut, your primal brain, screams to take the $1 million. Let's watch the race. Day 5, the penny is $0.16. The other guy has $1 million. You feel like a moron. Day 10, the penny is $5.12. The other guy is laughing at you from his new car. Day 20, the penny is $5,242.88. The other guy's been rich for 3 weeks. You are a fool. You are miserable. You feel you have made the worst mistake of your life. Day 25, the penny is $167,772. You are still losing. Day 29, the penny is $2.68 million. You have finally pulled ahead. Day 30, $5.36 million. Day 31, $10.73 million. This is the $500,000 filter. The filter is living through day 1 to day 28. The filter is the feeling of being a fool for years. It is the 10 or 15 years where your savings account, your investment portfolio, looks pathetic. You are at year 10 of your penny strategy. You have $50,000 saved. Your neighbor who took a shortcut, who gambled on a secret, just bought a new boat. You feel like a failure, and so you abandon the path. You cash out your $50,000. You give up. You never let day 30 arrive. The $500,000 filter is a time filter. It is a test of whether you can stay on a path that feels like failure for 90% of the journey. The secret is surviving the lag, the unbearable lag between action, saving, investing, and result wealth. You are all impatient farmers. You plant a seed. You cannot dig it up every 10 minutes to check on it. You cannot pour miracle, grow on it, and expect a tree tomorrow. You have to plant it, water it, and wait. You are all terrible farmers. You dig up your seeds. You reallocate. You chase returns. You optimize. You never, ever let the tree grow. The $500,000 is the fruit of a tree you haven't even let sprout. So if the path is this narrow, if it is riddled with traps like envy, impatience, ego, and greed, how does anyone ever pass the $500,000 filter? They don't do it by being smarter. They don't do it by being better. They do it by inverting. This is the great weapon of the rational mind. Invert, always invert. Instead of asking, how do I get to $500,000? You must ask the opposite question. What behaviors guarantee that I will never get to $500,000? The answer is obvious. We have been discussing it for this entire time. 1. Chasing shortcuts and secrets. This guarantees you will be a mark and will lose your seed capital to gurus. 2. Making decisions based on envy. This guarantees you will take high risk, stupid gambles to catch up, blowing yourself up. You will always buy high and sell low. 3. Being impatient. This guarantees you will abandon the compound interest path right before it starts to work. You will dig up your seed. 4. Not defining enough. This guarantees that if you make it, you will immediately consume your seed corn and be sent back to 0.5, following the crowd. This guarantees you will buy high in a panic of FOMO and sell low in a panic of fear. 6. Letting your intelligence lead to hubris. This guarantees you will overcomplicate a simple process and outsmart yourself. The path to $500,000 is not a to list. It is a not to do list. Your entire job is to simply not do these stupid things. Your job is to build a firewall against idiocy. You don't need to find the next big thing. You just need to avoid the next big trap. You don't need to be a genius. You just need to be consistently not stupid. This sounds simple. It is the hardest thing in the world because your brain, your human brain, is wired for stupidity. It is wired for the herd. It is wired for immediate gratification. It is wired for envy. You are fighting yourself. You are fighting millions of years of evolution that was designed to help you survive on the savannah. Not build capital in a complex market on the savannah. If you saw a berry bush, you ate all the berries you didn't save some for later. This is your consumer impulse on the savannah. If the herd ran, you ran with them. You didn't invert and ask, I wonder if they were wrong. If you did, a lion ate you. This is your FOMO impulse. The $500,000 filter is a test of whether you can override your own obsolete hardware. The secret is rationality. The secret is building systems that protect you from your own worst emotional impulses. Write down your rules. I will not buy secrets. I will not look at my portfolio more than once a month. I will not buy a luxury good until my investments can pay for it. I will invest X% of my income every single month, no matter what. This is the firewall. This is the work. It is not financial. It is behavioral. You don't need more financial advice. You need more emotional discipline. The $500,000 is a measurement of your discipline. It is a measurement of your rationality. Can you just not screw it up? For most people, the answer is a resounding no. This brings us to the final unbearable truth. The ultimate reason you will fail the $500,000 test. It is boredom, the process I have described, avoiding stupidity, saving money. Investing it patiently in broad, boring assets is mind-numbingly, soul-crushingly dull. It is the long, flat plateau. It is the 1,000 days of packing your lunch. It is the 500 weekends of not going on the expensive trip. It is the decade of watching your account creep, not leap. It is the decade of feeling like a fool while others seemingly are winning. Humans hate this. We are action biased. We are gamblers. We are creatures of excitement. We would, frankly, rather lose money in an exciting way than make money in a boring way. We need the action. We need the drama. So when the path gets too quiet, when the grind is just too grindy, you will self-sabotage. You will invent a reason to act, you will say. The market looks wobbly, and you LSL, you will say, I've done so well, I deserve a break. And you L stop saving, you L say. This boring index fund is for grandmothers. I am smart, I can pick stocks. And you L trade your robust, diversified position for a concentrated idiotic gamble. You are addicted to action, you are addicted to the game. The $500,000 filter is a test of your patience. Can you sit still? Can you, as Munger would say, sit on your hands? Can you find one good rational path and just walk it for 20 years? Or will the siren song of action, excitement, and secrets pull you off course? You know the answer. You are already bored. You are bored with your job. You are bored with your savings plan. You are listening to this right now, hoping for the secret because the reality is too boring for you to accept. This addiction to action, this need to be entertained by your own financial destruction is the final boss. You see, the $500,000, it was never about the money. It was a character test. It was a crucible. It was a $500, $000 SIGN pointing at a single brutal question. Can you defeat your own human nature? Can you conquer your envy? Can you starve your ego? Can you delay gratification? Can you master your impatience? Can you endure the crushing, absolute boredom of a rational life? Most cannot. The filter is efficient. The filter works. The only question that matters is, will it catch you? The real question is, which part of the filter is catching you right now? Is it the envy forcing you into stupid risks? Is it the impatience making you buy secrets? Is it the ego making you spend what you should be investing? Is it the hubris of your own intelligence? Acknowledge the behavioral trap you are in. That is the only first step. Go to the comments and write it down. Confront it. What is the precise irrational behavior that is holding you at zero? If this brand of realism is what you require to build your own firewall against idiocy, share this with someone who is still addicted to the shortcuts. Give it a like to signal that you understand the path is not a secret, but a discipline. The journey against your own worst impulses does not end here. The discipline must be built daily. Continue your education by watching the video that is now on your screen.